Hello, little explorers. Have you ever made a promise and forgot to keep it? Well, today we'll meet a curious young squirrel named Poppy who stumbles upon a magical tree deep in the forest, a tree that only blooms when promises are kept. But what happens when Poppy breaks her word? Get cozy, snuggle up, and join us on a heartwarming adventure about honesty, friendship, and second chances. This is Poppy and the Promise Tree. On the edge of a peaceful forest, where the leaves danced in the wind and the streams sang lullabies, lived a cheerful young squirrel named Poppy. She had golden brown fur, a fluffy tail that swayed like a ribbon, and curious eyes that sparkled like sunlight through the trees. Every morning, Poppy would gather acorns and hop through the trees, chatting with her friends, Toby the turtle, Leela the ladybug, and Max the mouse. But one morning, something strange happened. As she skipped along a new path, near the edge of the woods, she heard a soft whisper. "Keep your promise. Keep it true." She froze. "Who said that?" she called. The wind hushed. Then, with a flutter of petals, a glowing path appeared beneath her feet, golden leaves lighting the way. Poppy blinked. "Well, that's new." Without a second thought and full of excitement, she followed the trail deeper into the forest, towards something magical. After walking for some time, Poppy entered a clearing she had never seen before. In the middle stood the most breathtaking tree she had ever laid eyes on. Its trunk shimmered with hues of silver and rose gold. Its leaves glowed with soft light, like tiny stars, and it hummed gently, not with wind, but with something deeper, older, wiser. As Poppy approached, an engraving on the bark lit up. "The Promise Tree. For every truth kept, a blossom grows." "Wow," she whispered. "What does that mean?" Suddenly, a soft voice echoed through the leaves. It wasn't scary. It felt kind, like a lullaby. "Welcome, Poppy. This is the Promise Tree. If you make a promise here and keep it, a blossom will grow. But if you break it..." The wind fell silent. Poppy gasped. "A real magical tree! I have to tell my friends." As she turned to leave, the voice gently reminded her, "But only those with true hearts can find their way here again." Poppy stopped. "Then I promise I'll come back tomorrow and show Toby and Max. I promise." The tree glowed brighter, and a single blossom bloomed on a branch, a swirl of violet and gold. Poppy giggled and danced away, not realizing what that promise truly meant. The next morning, Poppy rushed to her friends. "You won't believe it," she shouted. "I found a glowing tree that talks." Toby the turtle looked up sleepily. "Sounds dreamy." Max the mouse squeaked. "Did you fall asleep and dream it?" "No, it's real. I promised I'd show you today." They all agreed to follow her, but just as they set out, Leela, the ladybug, flew in with news. "There's a blueberry bush bursting with berries near Pebble Hill." Poppy's eyes lit up. "Ooh, I love blueberries." Max hesitated. "But didn't you say?" "Come on, we'll go to the tree after," Poppy said, running ahead. They spent the day feasting, laughing, and tumbling through leaves. The sun dipped low, and Poppy's promise faded from her mind. By the time she remembered, it was too late. "Oh no, I forgot about the tree," she said quietly, her ears drooping. The next morning, guilt tugged at Poppy's heart. She returned alone to the path, hoping the tree would still be there. But when she reached the clearing, her heart sank. The promised tree was still there, but its glow had dimmed. The blossom she'd earned had wilted. A soft wind rustled through the leaves, and the voice returned, this time quieter. A promise once broken cannot be undone, but it can be repaired if you're brave enough to try. Poppy's ears drooped. "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to forget. I just got distracted." The tree didn't answer, but a small spark remained at its base, a tiny bud trying to grow. Poppy touched it gently. "I'll make it right. I promise." This time, no glow, no flower, just silence. Back in the forest, Poppy gathered her friends. "I have to tell you something," she began, nervously rubbing her paws. "I broke a promise." Toby tilted his head. "To who?" "To a magical tree," she said. "I promised I'd take you all there, but I went to eat berries instead. I let the tree down. I let you down." Her friends were quiet. Then Max said, "Thanks for being honest, Poppy." Leela flew over and landed on her head. "It's okay to make mistakes. What matters is what you do next." Poppy smiled faintly. "Will you help me fix it?" They all nodded. Toby grinned. "Let's make a new promise. Together." Poppy remembered the tree's words. It can be repaired if you're brave enough to try. She wondered what that meant. Then she had an idea. We'll spend today doing good things, helpful, honest things. Maybe the tree needs to see that I've learned. So the friends spent the day picking up fallen twigs for birds' nests, helping a hedgehog out of a puddle, and singing lullabies to scared bunnies during a thunderstorm. At every good deed, Poppy felt something stir inside her, a warmth. At sunset, she returned to the tree. To her surprise, it was glowing again. This time, the tree greeted her with a soft rustle. The wilted blossom lifted just slightly. Kindness shows the heart. Honesty shows the soul. Poppy stepped closer. "I didn't keep my promise before, but I'm not the same squirrel now." The tree shimmered gently. The bud at the base began to bloom. Poppy closed her eyes. "I make a new promise. I will always try to be honest, even when it's hard." A gust of wind spun around her, playful and warm. 3 blossoms bloomed, one for her, one for Max, and one for Toby. Poppy realized the tree hadn't disappeared after all. Her heart just needed to be ready to see it again. This time, when she brought her friends, the path lit up. Together, they stepped into the glowing clearing. Toby's eyes widened. "It's real!" Max pointed at the blossoms. "Is that for us?" Poppy nodded. "We kept our new promise. The tree saw." They each placed a paw or tiny foot on the trunk. The tree pulsed gently like a heartbeat, and all at once blossoms bloomed everywhere, pinks, blues, and golds. Word spread through the woods of the tree that bloomed with every promise kept. Animals came from far and wide, not just to see it, but to earn its blossoms. A fox cub returned a toy he'd taken without asking. A hedgehog apologized to her sister after a fight. Each time someone chose honesty, a new flower opened on the tree. The promise tree had become a living garden of trust, and it all began with one little squirrel's mistake and courage to fix it. One morning, the voice of the tree spoke to Poppy alone.
You kept your promise, little one, not just with your words, but with your heart.
Poppy smiled. Does that mean the tree's magic is safe?
Yes, because now it lives not only in me, but in all of you. From that day on, whenever a young animal made a promise, they thought of the glowing tree in the forest. And deep in her heart, Poppy knew some promises are more than just words, they're seeds. And when planted with honesty, they bloom forever.
And so, the promise tree bloomed again, not just because of magic, but because of Poppy's honesty, kindness, and courage to make things right. She learned that even if we make a mistake, it's never too late to tell the truth and try again. Because real promises grow best when they come from the heart. Now, whenever someone in the forest makes a promise, they remember Poppy's journey and the glowing tree that teaches us all to be true. Thank you for joining us on Poppy's magical adventure. If you liked this story, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more heartwarming tales every week. Tell us in the comments, what's a promise you plan to keep today? Until next time, keep being kind, keep telling the truth, and remember, the magic lives inside you. Bye-bye for now, storytellers.